Republicans getting their chance to grill big tech CEOs over allegations of censorship. The heads of Twitter, Facebook, and Google all testifying today before a Senate committee. Watch this.
Mr. Dorsey, who the hell elected you and put you in charge of what the media are allowed to report and what the American people are allowed to hear? And why do you persist in behaving as a Democratic super PAC, silencing views to the contrary of your political beliefs?
We're not doing that. And this is why I opened this hearing with calls for more transparency.
Can you name for me one high-profile person or entity from a liberal ideology who you have censored?
Senator, I need to think about it and get you more of a list.
Jesse, I just thought to myself, it looks like they're concerned about censorship, but at the same time, whenever I look at Facebook, it's like 9 of the top 10 posts come from President Trump, come from Ben Shapiro and other conservatives. So why is the right wing saying they're being censored?
Because they are, Juan. Imagine, it would probably be all 10 out of 10 would have the most traffic on Facebook if there wasn't censorship. I don't know. I'm trying really hard not to talk about Jack Dorsey's beard. I made a commitment in the beginning of the year. I wasn't going to mention physical appearance, so I'm just going to try to stay with that. But Juan, I mean, it's clear. They couldn't name one liberal organization, one prominent Democrat that they've ever flagged for censorship. Yet I could name dozens of conservatives off the top of my head right now that have been censored. They say, oh, right now we don't know any evidence if there was any Russia disinformation with Hunter Biden, no evidence of hacking, and no evidence that it was forgeries, yet the New York Post can't tweet that article out. And they say we have all these fact checkers looking into it, and then Bob Alinsky told Tucker Carlson not one representative from Twitter or Facebook has called him to help verify the story. So we bring these guys in every couple months. They say they don't discriminate, then they fly home and discriminate. I'm sick of it.
Well, to my mind, Greg, I think that these big companies love clicks because clicks equal money, so they look the other way on disinformation most of the time.
Well, I don't know. You got when Twitter blocks Kayleigh McEnany, but not the Ayatollah, not the king of death to America. There's something going on here. I am just wondering where the traditional liberals went, the free speech absolutists. They were the ones that were always on this side. And now they're not, and they're on the side of an entity that is about controlling narratives. It's not about you don't cure censorship with more censorship. So it's bizarre that we're even having this discussion. But you have to look at what they're doing. They're controlling stories. They're controlling narratives through algorithms. That is the scary part of this.
Well, Dana, isn't it right to warn people about a post that says masks don't save lives?
I think here's the thing is that under the law, as it was written in 1996 when the internet was just getting started, the Section 230, basically what it says is you cannot be sued or held liable for anything that somebody else posts on your site. But it also said that you are a private company and therefore you are allowed to do whatever you want. So as Neil Ferguson said today on the Daily Briefing, it's a catch-22 for the consumer, of the information. And this is what I think. When you saw Ted Cruz today make that statement in the way that he did, even though this was an issue in 2016 and nobody did anything and now we're in 2020, I think this is going to be an issue that Republicans and Democrats both try to run on in 2024. In the meantime, technology continues to grow by leaps and bounds. So Washington is always so far behind where these guys are.
Kennedy, what do you think about conservatives suddenly trying to regulate private business?
I'm not a fan of it, but I don't think these big tech corporations have to worry about conservatives as much in terms of that 1996 law that Dana just pointed out as people like Elizabeth Warren. And if she becomes a part of the Biden administration, if he's elected, then she's going to do whatever she can if she is labor secretary or treasury secretary to dismantle these companies and take them apart, because I think you have a pretty robust antitrust appetite when it comes to big tech companies, and that's from both sides. So it's very interesting that that employees of these companies have poured so much money into Joe Biden's campaign and other Democrat races, because it's Democrats who want to take them apart and Republicans who are looking for this federal imposition of fairness. And Jack Dorsey perjured himself today when he said that the New York Post story is available for retweet. It is not. You cannot access it and you cannot retweet it, and that is a lie. And he is the CEO of that company, and he knows better.
All right. Thanks, Kennedy.